What's going on, everybody? You know what day it is? You know what day it is. It is Tactical Tuesday, but it might be... Oh, sorry. Let me start that over again. Today is
Tactical Tuesday.
I had a school assignment at Full Sail, and there was kind of like a morality question. Like, okay, so as you guys know, we do a lot of production and film stuff, hence the camera we're filming on. They asked if you were filming a documentary in a foreign country and somebody gets shot, do you film the action of somebody getting shot, or do you stop what you're doing and you take care of the person? What is the price of a human life? And I wanted to know within 3 sentences, what did you do? So I, of course, with my background and training, I said, okay, number 1, get off the X. If somebody got shot, there's more likely somebody still shooting. You want to move that person off the X so they don't get more hurt, or if somebody else could get hurt. So get the cover and concealment, and then start kind of triaging the patient and figuring out what it is. Now, this is the medical kit that I use, and I carry it everywhere I go. I put it in my day pack. I think it was on the EDC video as well. I have an extra one in the backside of my truck. It's very simple. This is a North American Rescue IFAC kit, and I will put the link below. But what I basically said was get off the X, stop the bleeding, start the bleeding, treat the wound, treat for shock. That's generally the concept of what it is, but I went a little more in depth of what steps I would do. Is it a sucking chest wound? Is it a gut shot? You know, and I went through basically every single one of the things that I would do if it was one of those items. But that's not what we're gonna talk about. If you wanna hear more about that, I would probably get one of my Special Amphibious Reconnaissance corpsmen to come in. We'll talk about what we would do in case we walked up on somebody that had one of those things, because it's always good to consult a professional. But what we're going to talk about here is what is in this IFAC kit. Now, I like this one because it's got Molly little clips on it as well. I can put it on a belt, and it has that fancy dancy little handle here that just, when I want to get to it, I just yank and pull and it all comes out. Now, if this is on your belt, what's really rad is it has this nice little red pull, like pull in case of emergency type thing, which if you're pulling this, it's kind of an emergency. And it comes out. So if this is on your gear, or if this is on your belt, that's still on your belt, and now you have your full med kit right in front of you to get to work. Cool? All right, first thing is first. Always have a good tourniquet. Tourniquet. So what we have here is a Cat 5 tourniquet that you would apply to an extremity wound to stop the bleeding. We have disposable surgical gloves, something like that. So if you don't want to get your hands dirty, or if you're dealing with somebody that you don't know their situation, then you put some gloves on. All right. The next thing that you have here is the NAR 4-inch flat dressing. This is what you're going to use as your extremity. So like once you've packed the wound, once you've dealt with whatever, this is going to be essentially your pressure dressing. This is what's cleaning up the outside. So if we have a tourniquet up here, then we pack the wound down here, and then we wrap with this. Now, what do we pack with? We pack with this piece of gear right here. So this is combat gauze, quick clot. So basically what they did is they took 4-inch by 4-inch gauze that's Z-folded down. They've put quick clot in there, so what happens is it coagulates the blood to help it kind of clot up and make a mess in there and stop bleeding. Of course, the tourniquet's helping, but we want to use that as far as that hole and to keep that bleeding controlled. So we packet this, and then we wrap with this. All right, moving on. Airway. So we've controlled the bleeding. If it's an extremity wound, we've controlled the bleeding. If the patient is unconscious, we throw an NPA in. So this goes right down the back of the throat. If you have a hard time getting this in, sometimes you just a little saliva, put it in your mouth, get a little wet, it'll slide right in. If you're hearing a little crunching, you're hitting that cartilage, just tip it a little bit more. Put the nose up, go straight back and down, you'll be good to go. But so bleeding, airway, we have to breathe. All right, and then the last thing, well, last two things, they kind of go together, is I think this is a halo, should be a halo chest seal. No, hyphen. So this is a hyphen vent chest seal. So if somebody has a sucking chest wound and the air is escaping the chest and it's not you know, obviously if you're shot through the chest, your body's not gonna be working correctly. So here you've got 2 chest seals that actually have a vent, so it lets the air out, but it doesn't let it come back in. And then right here, you've got a needle D that would decompress the chest cavity if you're having tension pneumothorax. Now, so that is the bare necessities. This is like, the only thing that I add to this is a set of trauma shears, and that just helps you get all the stuff off. But you can have a hook knife. There's a lot of different things you can use. But that right there is the bare necessities of a trauma pack. I have to say this, do not buy this and attempt to use it on someone if you have not been properly trained. You've heard me say it before, train, 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 train. I think it's important for everybody to have medical training. There's nothing worse than something happening and you not knowing how to deal with it, whether it be, you know, a broken arm or, you know, a cut, anything that happens. If you're a dad and you have kids, get some trauma training. It's not that expensive, and it could save your life, your kid's life, your neighbor's life, who knows what it is. But that's the bare minimum. That's the IFAK that I carry in my bag and I carry in my truck. And then I do have, when I go to the range and I do some other things, I do have a bigger kit that have SAM splints and more things. And so that's it, guys. There's your Tactical Tuesday. This is the items I carry. I'll link the stuff below. Let me know what you guys think. If you like it, hit the like button. Let me know. If you don't like it, hit that don't like button. I think there's 5 of you out there that follow me that hit the do not like button. So if you like it, share it and subscribe and go from there. Thank you guys. You guys know the deal. Never quit, never surrender, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.